Last time on Wistoria Ball Z, Sionu's acting Mickey, the Devander finally achieved his final form, Rusty and Werkner have both been completely run through and are seemingly dead, and we are picking up with all that insanity. Now, I ended last time with 2 pages left in chapter 26, and I did that for a reason. I think it's a better lead into what's happening in these final 2 chapters. Now, we're only going to cover one today. We're going to cover the next one on Wednesday. It's going to end out Volume 8, which is the last few volumes that are available in the United States right now. But we are far from over. There are like 40-something volumes out in Japan right now. So we have a long, long, long way to go. But he's basically Super Saiyan, which is why I did that whole intro. I'm loving it. So he says, "Let me be your mage blade." Obviously, speaking to Sion, essentially what they did when they were in the dungeon at the end of the series that just ended. He says, "Will, is that you?" And Will is unrecognizable. I mean, sort of, but not really. You know what I mean? So, picking up with chapter 27 here. White hair. Will, is that you? Flunky, what are you? Literally asks him, what are you? Like, this dude's a monster. And the Devander is just going nuts. Remember, the Devander has leveled up. He's achieved his final form. He is like... The Devander was already a threat. The Devander is like way more threat than he ever was to start with. Now, Will, with this newfound power, has just brought it. And he has brought it in amazing form. And they're like, the Devander has reached the center floss, which is essentially like the final wall, it seems, before they kind of enters the school. And they're imploring the headmistress, what's her name, Cauldron, which is funny because she has an actual cauldron behind her. They're imploring her to leave, and I love that she literally just says, "Bubble, bubble, toil, and trouble," but then does this like spell, and they kind of already know like this isn't gonna do anything. This is like a stopgap measure at absolute best, but it kind of does a little bit of something. And that's where Will kind of steps back in, and everyone's starting to like take notice of what's happening to Will. Because he's got like this energy, he's got this aura, and he is just exuding power and confidence like we have never seen before. If you remember, they said in the last chapter that courage is essentially his secret power. And, you know, they weren't even speaking in hyperbole. Like, literally, it's like a secret power for him. And he's just like, if it's a fight you want, here I am. And literally the Devander and Will just clash. This is absolutely insane. And even the Magi are like, what in the hell is going on down there? And everyone's just kind of looking on. They're like, is that Will? What is the flunky doing? What is going on? Because remember, Will, if you don't remember back, like, within just a few minutes of this happening, Will is discovered, well, probably like an hour of this happening, but nevertheless, not a lot of time in the story has transpired since Will discovered he's not going to graduate. Will is still not, unless, I mean, we already know, like, something's going to happen, but Will essentially has not graduated. Will is flunked out of school, and everyone's just kind of taking note here. Even Julius is like, yup. We got to go figure out what's going on. And even, you know, Werkner's been taken out, but Edward's over here like, what is going on? And this is the first time he doesn't refer to him as, you know, flunky, laggard, whatever. He actually refers to him by his family name, or his given name, Seifert. And everyone's just kind of taking note. Even the dwarves are like paying attention. They're like, what is happening here? And Will is now soloing this monster that is known to just straight up unalive magia en masse. Even Elfie's over here like, what the hell is going on? How is this a thing? And I thought her name was Claire, but apparently I was wrong. It's Sarah? I don't know if it was a bad translation earlier or whatever. I don't know. Maybe could just be me. Could be my memory. I don't know. But yeah, so even her and Edward are just like paying attention. Like, what is happening? This is completely unreal. And, yeah, she's like, don't worry about me. You need to go get Will the hell out of there. Because Will's going to get himself absolutely unalived. And we're a little too early in the video for me to use the K word. I guess we could, but whatever. We have to go help him, and everyone's just like, magic doesn't work, bro. What are you talking about? Like, we can't do anything. And that's very true. Like, they are essentially defenseless. There is practically nothing that they're going to be able to do to have any effect whatsoever on the outcome of this whole thing. They're essentially just bystanders. That's it. They have absolutely no power, no way to do anything here. And even old boy down here, like, remember, this is like part of Sion's old crew. They're down here, like, after all the times we laughed at him, we put him down, and we made fun of him. This dude is standing up for us. We must do something. Like, we actually have to go help him. There's no way. And old boy right here is just chickening out. I can't blame him. Like, they know that if they go out there, it is certain death for him. Completely, absolutely no exceptions. There's no way that they're going to make it out of this alive. But, I mean, Will essentially is a beacon of hope now for everyone around them. And everyone else is now gaining courage because he's just out there soloing this thing that literally should just be an impossible scenario. And we have now seen Sion go from, you know, oh, I don't like him, oh, I hate him, oh, this, oh, that. Sion, at this moment, this is the first time he's actively out loud cheered for Will. This essentially is the completion of his character transformation. Now, we did a video a couple months back, maybe like a month ago, talking about how antagonistic his character was in the beginning. And I even said at the beginning, he is going to turn around. I didn't think it happened this quickly, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. He's essentially, we're like about the midpoint of where season 2 is going to be when that transpires, whenever that happens. But he is now fully on board, you know, go Will. Now, I'm sure after the fact, he's still going to be arrogant and he's going to be keeping up airs. But this is that first time where he's just been like, Will, you can do this. You absolutely can do this. You got this. And everybody joins in the chant. Everybody's just like rooting for him, encouraging him. And even the other students are down here like, this is not the same dude, is it? Like, what is going on? And everybody is just chanting and cheering for Will. And everything is going crazy. Like I said, the dwarves are down here chanting. Random people on the street that he's met are chanting. Everybody is like realizing he's their only hope. He is their the last line of defense between them and doom. An old girl right here, what's her name? Iris, who from basically the beginning has kind of been his, like, not biggest fan, but one of his earliest advocates. And she's just like, I can't believe this is actually happening. Like me. Like, I did not think that this was going to happen this quickly. It seems way too soon to see this kind of turnaround. Now, we all know that at some point people are going to turn on him. There's the only way the story can progress to a point at which, it has double this number of chapters. They're going to have to turn on him at some point, or something's going to happen. He's going to either have a dark arc, or something's going to have to transpire. But this is right now like a huge point for this guy. Like, he has been the dark horse for so long. And now he's literally being recognized as the last bastion of hope for all of these people. That's it. And he's just like, I was stunned, I was mocked, and there were even times I hated the whole world. And no one can blame him, right? Like, this is a dude who's been through it. And he's just like, this is the moment that I've waited for, I've strived for. I knew it would come. I knew it would happen. No question, no doubt. We're finally here. And yeah, it's just empowering him more. Like, obviously, everyone's giving their all. Everyone's encouraging him. And Will is going to go in for the final blows here. And you can, I mean, this really gives you, like, perspective on how much larger the Devander is than him and how much power Will is now exuding. Because he is, once again, soloing this thing absolutely and completely. And it seems like at this point that the Devander is completely on the defensive. It does not seem like this monster has any hope whatsoever until you can see there he breaks Will's sword. Will's like magic nullification sword completely snaps. Now, in fairness, this is really more of a symbolic gesture because a broken sword, while now brittle and damaged, can become a bludgeoning weapon, can become a stabbing weapon, it still has a blade. In fact, if anything, that sharp, jagged piece that you just broke off, you can just get him. But, I mean, symbolically, yes, it is a turning point. But if you notice, Will, while he is fazed by this, he looks more determined and angry than downtrodden, right? But the Devander now has a little boost of confidence, and the Devander is going to go in. And this is where we see Elfie's looking down like, nah. They ain't going down this way. It is not going down this way at all. Now, remember, the Magia were specifically told, do not intervene. You stay up here, you stay in this room, you stay safe. Because remember, if the Magia get taken out, then the barrier goes down, right? The darkness that has enveloped the world essentially comes back in. And that's what that whole thing they just did was all about. So, she's just, what can she do? And we will find out on Chapter 28, which we will be covering on Wednesday. So make sure you guys are here for that. I already know I want to talk about it. It is so good what's about to happen. Those of you that have read it, no spoilers in the comments. I know this has been out for a couple of years now, but no spoilers in the comments. A lot of people are like me, getting to this for the first time. So, we'll talk about it on Wednesday. You can read ahead if you want, Chapter 28, but I'll be back to talk about it. It is going to be so much fun. Be here.